Hey guys, what's up? This is my day 2 video that I have promised you guys for my AP Prep Week series. And today, or in this video, I'm going to share with you some progress I have done in AP Euro again because tomorrow is my first AP Euro mock. This is my final exam grade, so I'm taking this very seriously. So okay, I'm gonna start with this thing that I have just done. So in addition to my last video, I said something about the time period slots. So this is it. I created like a very simple or like kind of like a messy time chart. If you can see, I basically just went through everything real quick, like of the whole European history content, and I categorized each time slot by in red, so you can see the Black Death. I went all the way back there, and then yeah, basically every 50 years I just take down some notes. Maybe sometimes there's only one thing or two things. For instance, in the, let's say, 1600s, there was the English Civil War, and yeah, I remember that because there was like a glorious revolution that was really cool. So that was the late 1600s, and in the late 1600s there's only another person, which is John Locke, and then that's it. So that was the whole thing of late 1600s, and then everything else was early 1700s. It was only Catherine the Great implementing Voltaire, and then of course Voltaire and all the Enlightenment thinkers, I guess. And then yeah, just keep on with that. um you know simple period summary, and that will really help you with your LEQs or LEQs, I mean long essay questions. If you want to use like an additional evidence to support your DBQ, that's great, and it's just good to go through everything. um I can probably take a screenshot of this. If you can understand my handwriting, good for you. You can use this definitely. And next thing I want to go through is my sample LEQ. So as you can see on the screen here, I just quickly went through the LEQ. The prompt is evaluate the ways in which the modern notion of individualism was born on the Italian peninsula during the period from 1400 to 1550. Okay, just for reference, this one, my kind of like my logic of like encountering this prompt was I want to argue from the art perspective to my second idea of religious movements, because that's all I can think of during the period from 1400s to 1550. I started my LEQ with a contextualization, from like 50 to 100 years ago, since that's like the contextualization time frame. Yeah, I started with Black Death. It killed a lot of people. However, people like Petrarch, the father of humanism, he translated poetry to educate more people. So people started to, become more mentally strengthened, and that means they have the skills to survive or think for themselves. Which started this journey of individualism, because now people are, just becoming more independent. The independent mind and stuff. And I probably should have mentioned how they are more separate from the church. That's like an individualism ideal too. But yeah, you just want to mention the core values in your contextualization and your thesis, of course. You want to juggle with how the core values of individualism is connected to your the points that you're arguing. I don't think I did that enough, because ChatGPT says I needed more work on my thesis. However, I just said it was artistic developments and then religious movements that helped with the individualism's birth. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense, and I hope that makes sense to you what I'm trying to argue. But yeah, my first paragraph was about, yeah, as I said, the artists. And what's good is that the Raphael's evidence, I wanted to make it a counter argument, as I have said in my previous video. If you want to get the complexity point, just do like two supporting evidence and two counter argument evidence. Here I have put each of my counter arguments. There are two in total. I put each of them in each of these paragraphs, and you see I only have 2 body paragraphs. That's okay. That's totally okay. You don't have to follow the 5 paragraph essay format. It's not required in the rubric. So yeah, Pope Julius II was a patron to Raphael. Raphael really proved that he has the skills to survive by himself. That's why I said it highlighted individualism, because he promoted the power and the skills of that each individual has during that time. And that's why I said artwork in general really propelled this idea of individualism, because artists are trying to use their own creativity to to just thrive in that society. Second paragraph is about the religious movements. As I've said, Martin Luther first wrote the 95 Theses to go against the indulgences that the Catholic Church was selling. And he was using this because he had this idea in his mind that, the church shouldn't be corrupted like that. Indulgences is very corrupt. It was indeed corrupt. As a Christian, I think that was a terrible history of the Catholic Church. However, let's not go down to that rabbit hole. Second evidence is John Calvin. I said I kind of wanted to twist it a little bit, to make this as a counter argument, but, it was kind of tough. But he was the only person that I could have worked with. So, look at what I was doing. I hope this could be helpful. Just this is like the hardest time that you would be on a test. So I said John Calvin started the Protestant religious movement going against Lutheranism because he thought predestination was there was predestination. Not like Luther. Luther didn't think there was predestination, so he went against Luther. However, he went against Luther. Catholics also went against Luther, so I said they were going against together, as if they were as if going against together. So he's not individual, because he's going with the Catholics. However, I said he opposed the Catholics too, so he's not confirming with the Catholics. He's actually the most individualistic person, because he opposed both Lutheranism and Calvinism for his own belief in the right and justified Christianity. Hence, he was motivated to spread his faith alone, his individual faith. And that was even more of a presentation of individualism. And that's how I argued my religious movements for my individualism point. I hope you can take something from that. Just my logic flow of how I can just play with it in this hard times. And remember to lock in this one period and region. It was the Italian Peninsula, 1400 to 1550. My mind is absolutely blank right now. It's empty right now, because I'm really tired and stuff. But I'll continue with some plans, since I'm not only focusing on the AP Euro. So first off, I want to suggest you a strategy of just keeping yourself on task and remembering stuff. For instance, I have a meeting with some teachers. I basically just use these sticky notes. As you can see, I have a stack of them. I have a ton more of them in my jar, but have a ton of them. Have a ton of these. Just write whatever you want to keep yourself reminded of, later or in the future. Put it down. Just write random things, for instance, update the video, for my YouTube channel, and then put a tape on it, put it on your wall, and then when you're done, just take it off. And also when you're doing homework, write down 1, AP Euro homework, 2, AP Physics homework, and that will just really keep you on task. And when you do so, you'll feel like, oh, we're not just wasting time, and then you won't just go empty for an hour and then not doing anything on a school day. This really helps keeping you on track, because you're not using any website, you're not using anything, you're just using something that's real, that's actually existing in front of you, and it will always exist. You cannot close this tab, you know what I'm saying? If this is a tab, you cannot close it because it's always here. So use this thing, all right? Another tip, or daily tip, I guess, for AP prep week, or any kind of exams actually, or just studying in general, focus on one thing at a time. For instance, I started recording my video 10:40. Now it's only 11:03, and I'm almost done with it. So stay on one thing at a time. You'll feel like way more productive, and you actually will lock in on one thing without being empty, as I said, for a long period of time and actually end up doing nothing. And my third tip is fully utilize any of these public resources or like official resources, posted by the College Board for your AP exams or even SATs. So for instance, like my physics, I don't know, it was just on my desk. My physics, I've done like so much of these FRQs from College Board official, also like, in general, macroeconomics, whatever you're taking, human geography, AP Psych. I don't even know if there's FRQs, but the College Board definitely will post these past exams. And the closer to the year that you're taking these exams are, these versions of these past exams, the better it is because it fits the flow or in the direction of development of these tests. You know how it will actually be like on your tests. And this is a really good practice because there's infinite amount of these. You can just, there might be 2 sets every year for these exams. Just take every one of them and then, only do the questions that you think, oh, I don't know how to answer. Oh, that's great. You don't have to just stop on it. It's not a real test. Search up whatever it is. Be efficient on it. Spend 10 minutes only on this one question, and then go over everything that has been covered in this question, and then on the next one you just go over everything without the internet or anything. No ChatGPT, nothing. Yeah, and that's how I got how I got more progress in my previous AP exams too, and I'm planning to do it on this one too. It has already been showing progress, like my AP Euro and my AP Physics and my AP Macroeconomics. So yeah. Okay, next thing, I don't know if this is helpful, but personally, I will sometimes use these things, these earplugs. I'm not gonna say which brand I'm I'm buying from, and I'm not gonna show it here because I think that might be some like copyright issues or something like that from a YouTube channel. But yeah, use these earplugs. I can suggest you like personally if you just email me, I guess. I don't know, find me in the comment section below and just use these when you're studying. If you have like siblings or something like that, or you simply just you're tired of the cars outside of your window, put them on. You can study for like 5 hours straight with them on. You don't feel it, and it actually decreases the voice of the world to zero, bro. You feel like you're just in your zone, your study zone for hours straight, and it maximizes your efficiency. I strongly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Yeah, go use it. And I have an exam tomorrow. You have things to do. So that will wrap up my day 2 video on my AP prep week. If you have any questions, leave your questions down below in the comment section, and I'll come up with a AP physics video soon because I have it next, maybe tomorrow. Oh yes, definitely tomorrow. And yeah, be prepared for that, and I'll see you. Bye.